Srimad His Divine Grace Srila Bhajanaravindra Bhaktivedanta Swami Guru Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Scon Deputy Founder Acharya Guru Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Jai Subhada Paramahamsa Parivrajgacharya Stuttar Satasi Srimad His Divine Grace Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Maharaj Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki Jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki प्रेम से गौर से कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद की जय। श्री राधा कृष्ण गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की जय। ब्रज में वृंदावन धाम की जय। नवदीपनापुर धाम की जय। जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय। गंगा माई की जय। जमुना माई की जय। भक्ति देवी की जय। तुलसी महारानी की जय। समावित भक्त वृंद की जय। निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे। All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to assembled devotees. Glories to Sri Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
We are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, chapter number 29, text number 42, 43 and 44. Manu Maharaj is personally giving this instruction in the form of disciplic succession. Prajapati Pati Sakshat Bhagavan Girisha Manu Daksha Adyaha Praja Adhyakshaha Naishtikaha Brahmacharis Sanakaadayaha Marichihi Atri Angirasau Pulatsya Pulaha Kratuhu Bhrugu Vasishtha iti ete matantaha brahmavadinaha adya api vachah payataha tapaha vidya samadhibihi pashyanta api na pashyanti pashyantam paramaishwaram prajapati patihi sakshat Bhagavan Girisho Manuhu Dakshadayah Prajadhyaksha Naishtikaha Sanakadaya Prajapati Patihi Sakshat Bhagavan Girisho Manuhu Dakshadayah Prajadhyaksha Naishtikaha Sanakadaya Prajapati Patihi Sakshat Bhagavan Girisho Manu Dakshadaya Prajadhaksha Naishtikaha Sanakadaya
Prajapati Pati Sakshat Bhagavan Girisho Manu Dakshadaya Prajadhaksha Naistika Sanakadaya
Prajapati
Saksha
Bhagavan Giricho Manu
Bhagavan Girisho Manu
Dakshadaya Prajadaksha
Chadaya Prajadaksha
Naistika Sanakadaya
Naistika Sanakadaya.
To try? No, can't read properly. Try, you can try. Prajapati Patir Saksha Bhagavan Girisho Manu Dakshadaya Prajatyaksha Naisthika Sanakadaya. It's a tongue twister. But if you sing along with others, then your tongue will be molded. Yeah. Marichi Angirasau Pulatsya Pulaha Kratuhu Bhragur Vasishtha Ityete Madanta Brahmavadina Adyapi Vachas Patayas Tapo Vidyadi Samadhivihi Pashyantopi na Pashyanti Pashyantam Parameshwaram Prajapati Patihi Brahma, the father of all progenitors. Sakshat, directly. Bhagavan, the most powerful. Girishaha, Lord Shiva. Manu. Daksha Adayaha, headed by King Daksha. Prajadhyakshaha, the rulers of humankind. Naisthikaha, the strong brahmacharis. Sanak Adayaha, headed by Sanaka. Marichi. Atri Angirasau, Atrian Angira. Pulatsya, Pulaha, Kratu, Bhrugu, Vasishtha, Iti, thus, Ete, all of them, Mat Antaha, ending with me, Brahmavadinaha, Brahmanas, speakers on Vedic literature, Yadya Api, up to date, Vachaha Patayaha, masters of speaking, Tapaha, austerities, Vidya, knowledge, Samadhivihi, and by meditation, Pashyantaha, observing, Api, although, Na Pashyanti, do not observe, Pashyantam, the one who sees, Parameshwaram, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace is Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. The most powerful Lord Brahma, the father of all progenitors, Lord Shiva, Manu, Daksha, and other rulers of humankind, the four saintly first-class brahmacharis headed by Sanaka and Sanatan, the great sages Marichi, Atri, Angira, Pulatsya, Pulaha, Kratu, Bhrugu, and Vasishtha, and my humble self, Narada, are all stalwart brahmanas who can speak authoritatively on Vedic literature. We are very powerful because of austerities, meditation, and education. Nonetheless, even after inquiring about the Supreme Personality of Godhead, whom we always see, we do not know perfectly about Him. What a profound statement is that. According to the foolish Darwinian theory of the anthropologist, it is said that 40,000 years ago Homo sapiens had not appeared on this planet because the process of evolution had not reached that point. However, the Vedic histories, the Puranas and Mahabharata relates human histories that extended millions and millions years into the past. In the beginning of the creation, there was a very intelligent personality, Lord Brahma, and from him emanated all the Manus and the Brahmacharis like Sanak Sanatan, as well as Lord Shiva, the great sage, Narad. All these personalities underwent great austerities and penances, and thus became authorities in Vedic knowledge. Perfect knowledge for human being as well as all living entities is contained in all the Vedas. All the above mentioned great personalities are only powerful, being cognizant of past, present and future, but are also devotees. Still, in spite of their great education in knowledge and despite their meeting the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Vishnu, they cannot actually understand the perfection of the living entity's relationship with Lord Vishnu. This means that these personalities are still limited as far as their knowledge of the unlimited is concerned. The conclusion is that simply by advancing one's knowledge, one cannot accept as an expert in understanding the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The Supreme Personality of Godhead can be understood not by advanced knowledge, but by pure devotional service, as confirmed in Bhagavad Gita, 18th chapter, 55th verse. Bhaktya mam abhijanati javanaschasmi tattvataha. Unless one takes pure transcendental devotional service, he cannot understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead in truth. Everyone has some imperfect ideas about the Lord. The so-called scientists and philosophical speculators are unable to understand the Supreme Lord by the virtue of their knowledge. Knowledge is not perfect unless one comes to the platform of devotional service. This is confirmed in the Vedic version. Athapi te deva padambujat dvayam prashadaleshanugrahita evahi janati tattvam bhagavan mahinno nachanya eko api chiran vichintvam. This is in Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th canto, 14th chapter, 29th verse. The speculators, the Jnanis, go on speculating about the Supreme Personality of Godhead for many hundreds of thousands of years, but unless one is favored by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one cannot understand His supreme glories. All the great sages mentioned in this verse have their planets near Brahmaloka, and the planets where Lord Brahma resides along with the four great sages, Sanak Sanatan, Sanandana and Sanat Kumar. These sages reside in different stars known as the southern stars, which circle the pole star. The pole star called Dhruvaloka is the pivot of this universe, and all the planets move around this pole star. All the stars are planets as far as we can see within this one universe. According to the Western theory, all the stars are different suns, but according to the Vedic information, there is only one sun within this universe. All the so-called stars are but different planets. Besides this universe, there are many millions and other universes, and each of them contains similar innumerable stars and planets. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurmilitam Jena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namah. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupakadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Juta Padakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavanscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathan Nitantam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padhan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakhanitanscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinubandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastade Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Sri Haripriye Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. The most powerful Lord Brahma, the father of all progenitors, Lord Shiva, Manu, Daksha and all other rulers of humankind, the 4 century first-class brahmacharis headed by Sanaka and Sanatan, the great sages Marichi, Atri, Angira, Pulatsya, Pulaha, Kratu, Bhrigu and Vasishtha and my humble self Narada are all stalwart brahmanas who can speak authoritatively on the Vedic literature. We are very powerful because of the austerities, meditation and education. Nonetheless, even after inquiring about the Supreme Personality of Godhead, whom we always see, we do not know perfectly about Him. So, Srila Prabhupada is trying to draw our attention on the modern imperfect science. And they are challenged in this way because they never accept a defeat, or they never accept a criticism, or they never accept what you call authority of other than whatever the prevailing theories are. However it may be wrong, doesn't matter. There are a lot of flaws in Darwinian theory, and they have not proven the missing link, they have not done anything. But because it has been accepted as the foundation of the whole policy, that somehow or other a limited human being with 4 defects, just to preserve the ego, they lie and cheat outright, at whatever extent. So they will use all their prowess, whatever strength, whatever united opinion is concerned, just to support the idea of however it may be wrong. But because everything is dependent upon the falsification, then this world is made up of cheaters and cheated. There are no honest beings. Satam means honest, thoroughly honest. They don't have anything to hide. Honesty may be only a superficial virtue. Just like in America, they say most of the Americans are honest because they love to pay tax, income tax, and because they can cheat so much through the prevailing rules and regulations that they extract more from government rather than give to the government. Only those who are honest will be trapped in their treacherous game and will be penalized. That's also the fact. But those who are dishonest, because the whole structure of the government is an atheism. Capitalism is to thrive upon the weak. Capitalism is not a competitive market, so you can do whatever, but it is meant to thrive on the weak. So survival of the fittest, they picked up from Darwinism, even though they failed to prove. So a competitive world, so somehow or other you can survive by cheating. outright. But a devotee is afraid of this fourth defect. He is so humble to smash his ego that he can't afford to lie even or cheat. They find loopholes in order to evade the laws. And they become expert in verbiage. The lawyers are really liars. The lawyers are liars. They somehow or other twist, find certain clause that permit to save even criminals. One who can speak or argue, he will be the winner. Because devotees are thoroughly honest, they don't want to cheat. Because somehow or other, by cultivating that virtue, they find peace. They can think of the higher nature. They can understand better. So Srila Prabhupada is targeting the modern theories upon which the whole society is based upon. So, in that way, people are finding faults with Srila Prabhupada. Then Prabhupada gave the opinion, and it is a provable fact that they never went on moon. But what a huge conspiracy they have done. Only one has to understand those who are thoroughly honest. So we can preach to the honest people. The idea is to rise above the four defects. Only by coming into the touch of perfect, we may hope to be perfect. Human society is meant for perfection. That is the nature of the consciousness. If they can't be perfect, they will misconstrue some perfections. And that will be so alluring and so cheating, just like Hollywood and Bollywood, that people are ripped off virtually of their culture, which is very precious and has been invested from time immemorial. They have been virtually ripped off from the culture. Not only that, they take up some fantasy which is not existing at their lifestyle, which cannot be even proven. The Hollywood and Bollywood is based on this make-believe, fairy tales, that they want to apply the fairy aspect on their own life, and they end up miserable. Nobody can be worth imitated, but people of this short intelligence, they can be easily, duped by such advertisement, and they go for it. The glamorous tabloids that are available at the countertop on the cash registers, they have a big market simply to create an artificial lifestyle. So what to speak, that they will be so far away from the truth. On the other behalf, those who actually see the Supreme Personality of Godhead face to face, like all these great personalities, Brahma, Shiva, Narad, Kumaras, the Rishis, Prajapatis, Dakshas, They're seeing face to face the Supreme Personality of God. And they know about Him, but yet they admit that we do not know Him perfectly. These are the great personalities of original of the mankind. The Manus also. So, Narad Muni is telling that despite of all this, the fact is that we do not know the Supreme Personality of Godhead enough. We do not know. So, He is inconceivable. Therefore we surrender to Him. Because there is nobody greater than Him to be found. He is the cause of all causes, and we surrender to Him. We have no choice. So, just to maintain false ego, the different systems that sustain so-called economy is nothing but a cheating proposal. And Prabhupada is dead against this. Dead against the Darwinism, dead against this modern civilization, dead against this capitalism, dead against. Because he is thoroughly honest. He is thoroughly honest. So, if Prabhupada is criticizing and they are trying to counteract this criticism, that, we are disrespectful to others and their opinions. It means they fail to understand the cleansing aspect of the Absolute Truth, the transcendental nature of the Absolute Truth. The truth cannot be, material in nature. If it is material in nature, it is simply a reflection and it is temporary or dependent. It cannot be absolutely independent truth on its own. These are all relative truths. There is only one supreme absolute truth. Everything else can be relative truths. They are not independent truths. So material manifestation is a relative truth. But because it is temporary, it is related to the Creator. The scientists have been challenged from the very beginning that this material world has been created. So they want to find how it is created. They don't want to accept as it is. We take very easily, honestly, by understanding through these great stalwart devotees, the sages and Brahma, Shiva, etc., to take their opinion and understand and have faith on that transcendental reality to purify us, and then we progress. But the scientists, they want to try on their own experience. So they are looking into the same subject matter called creation that had already been not theorized, but proven through the practice of such theory. Vedic literature provides the all theories. Varnashram dharma, according to the suggested duties, according to one's modes, that cast him into Varnas. different castes, either Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya. But these suggested duties, if they are done or practiced just for the pleasure of the Lord, then it becomes perfect. However, one may try without the Lord in the center and try to please somebody else, it will always ruin. It is a practical thing. Varnashram dharma is a practical application of the theoretical knowledge of the Vedas. And coming to conclusion that by such performance of Devi Varnashram system, we come to know or we are always in the foundational knowledge of that we are not this body, we are eternally spirit, soul, part and parcel. So therefore, our aim at the end of Varnashram dharma is going back home, back to Godhead, to the eternal life. So that is called love of God. Sanatana dharma. So all these three, Vedic knowledge, Varnashram dharma and Sanatana dharma, they are one and the same. Just like the absolute truth, the knowledge aspect, the Paramatma aspect, and the Supreme Personality of Godhead aspect. So Vedic knowledge has been developed in the same way. So we see that to know about the Supreme Personality of Godhead completely or perfectly, is it possible? So, do you think it's a discouragement that we should negate that? Otherwise, we become an atheist, challenging the authority of the perceivable aspect of the absolute truth, perceivable. Because it's not theoretical. We are practicing in perceivable aspect and deny by negation through the medium of science and modern day. The choice is ours. Choice is ours. But according to our upbringing, somehow or other, the seed of devotion, seed of transcendence is always invested in us. The living entity, the spirit, soul, part and parcel is transcendental in nature. So it has to accept his reality. One who is a killer of the soul, or an atheist, or at the level of even an impersonalist, will keep on the animosity with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And not only that, he will have a stone-like heart. He will be totally throwing himself into the oblivion. The creative process is so systematic that a scientist's brain cannot even know. The great personalities, even they cannot understand the transformations of air into the fire, and fire into water, and water into earth. The great demigods are also bewildered. They do not know. Do you think they are going to know perfectly about the transcendental nature? However, they are able to see the Supreme Personality of Godhead, not on their own account, but simply by the mercy of Him and Him alone. So this verse that Srila Prabhupada has quoted is very, very important. Athapi te deva padambujadvayam प्रसादलेशानुग्रहित एव हि जानाति तत्त्वं भगवन् महिम्नो न चान्य एको अपि चिरं विचिन्वन्. Unless and until one who has taken the shelter of the lotus feet, two lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is Brahma is telling, glorifying the Supreme Personality of Godhead after he got bewildered by Lord Krishna. This is in Brahma Vimohan Leela. Brahma's bewilderment when he stole the calf and calves. So, it says, it is therefore only one who has taken the shelter of your lotus feet, he can receive your mercy. This mercy, however it may be, slight, a slight favor, doesn't matter. He knows, Janati Tattvam. Bhagavan Mahimno, he knows the truth in quality, not in quantity. Janati Tattvam, Tattvam is more important. Tattvam is always qualitative. Because even these great demigods do not know perfectly, and they admit. Why do Ritviks want something more than that from the present gurus? Does it make sense? They do not know how the mercy is received. One has to simply take shelter at the lotus feet of the spiritual master, Krishna. So, Janati Tattvam Bhagavan Mahima. Only such people know the transcendental nature, that is qualitative nature of the mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and in accordance to that, he glorifies the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Na chanya eko, not otherwise, nobody has an access. However, he will contemplate for unlimited time. He will never derive. Na chanya eko api chiran vichinvan. However, one may go on contemplating within his mind for ages, he will not come to the conclusion of even that qualitative tinge of tattva. Tattva means truth, the absolute truth. And absolute truth is transcendental to material, it means it is qualitative. It's qualitative. And this is obtained through undivided devotional service. Bhaktya mam abhijanati javanaschasmi tattvataha tato ma tattvato gyatva vishate tadantaram. Only by undivided devotional service can I be known as I am. Bhaktya tu ananyaya shakya aham evam vidorim gyatum drashtum cha tattvena pravishtum cha parandam. Both have the same slokas. So we see that we cannot take their premise or false promise, their way of jurisdiction, the material scientist, we can't take it for granted. And rather they will be exposed more to their bluffs. Those who do not have a proper understanding of Bhagavad Gita or Srimad Bhagavatam, they will be always confused. So therefore, it must be studied very carefully under the guidance of a bona fide spiritual master. one must study to just get the qualitative knowledge of the absolute truth. We must study and we must practice qualitatively. We must chant rounds our qualitatively. We must chant our rounds very qualitatively. So this is pretty much important, and it is told by Narada. Any questions?
Maharaj, according to the Upanishad, the invocation, the first text is Sri Upanishad, the invocation that the Supreme Lord is complete and
Perfect.
Yeah, perfect, complete, and everything that manifested from Him is also complete, and the comprehension of the absolute truth. So that's
Will you take it? Bring it. Yes. Even after producing complete units, he remains perfect and complete. That is the definition. And we have to approach him by the process of devotional service, which is also perfect. But is the practitioner perfect? A practitioner can obtain some perfection, but not all perfection. But regardless, whatever he has attained, it's enough to come out from the greatest danger of ignorance. Swalpamapyasya dharmasya trayate mahato bhaya. Where is the Bhagavad Gita? Get my glasses. Okay.
Can you still read?
Somebody has to read. That's fine. Oops. Let's see. Swalpasya. Can you find Swalpa? Swalpa asya dharmasya trayate mahato bhaya. Swalpasya dharmasya. Alpa means little. Okay? But of what? Dharmas. The transcendental nature. What's that? To a body. Here it is. Same. 240. Neha vikramanaso asti pratyavayo na vidyate swalpamapyasya dharmasya prayate mahato bhaya. This is in second chapter. Krishna is telling to Arjuna that in this endeavor there is no loss or diminution, and a little advancement on this path can protect one from the most dangerous type of fear, that is ignorance. And this is the becoming intelligent on the eternal aspect. It says, thus far I have described this knowledge to you through analytical study, that is distinction of soul and the body. Alright? Now listen as I explain it in terms of working without fruitive results. O son of Partha, when you act in such knowledge, you can free yourself from the bondage of works. This material energy. You will be able to free yourself from the bondage of material energy. The modes of it is you will be liberated, means you will come into the platform of transcendence. So, the knowledge about the transcendental, even slight knowledge, will bring you to the very secure platform, and no fear will disturb you. Otherwise, you can imagine, why do they have to cheat? Because they are fearful. When Sadabhut Prabhu and Drutakarma Prabhu went to the library of sciences, where they brought out so many evidences and other things, that they were buried. They were buried in the artifacts. That they found that actually this is the dead system, and you cannot, strike your head against it. You will be hurt. Because even though there are so many evidences to disprove their theory that they have collected, they want to be the Lord and Master. You follow? They want to be Lord and Master. NASA is behaving exactly the same way for moon expedition. So, there is no honesty anywhere. Everywhere is dishonesty. And they are cheating the people because they want to enjoy themselves. That is called survival of fittest. Do you want to simply survive for that, or just remain a common man with peace of mind? Now the whole world is being duped by that. Even Obama may have an impression of an honest man, but he will end up working on dishonesty side. He already sent 20,000 troops in Pakistan to fight against the Taliban. So, the idea is that violence begets violence, it cannot bring peace. There are no efforts. It cannot bring peace. Neither it can control or bring the society into order. It's all influenced by the three modes of material nature, and they themselves will be victimized. That only the demons fight the demons, and devotees do not take part in their workings, treacherous workings. If the devotees do, then the purpose of Krishna consciousness will fail. So, it's a very, very strong lesson that we have to remain always humble and admit that we may not be perfect, but we are trying to be perfect. And effort itself on this path of transcendence is more valuable because it will save us from the fear of ignorance.
Can we deny the process of survival of the fittest competition when,
Yes.
materially speaking, you see all the time survival, struggle, competition and survival.
It's like hanging sword. It's always there. Kali Yuga itself induces this as a time factor. It will throw us deliberately into but surviving eternally or temporarily. And who knows that temporary survival can bring us into the lower platform of existence. Then what is the use of developing this consciousness? What is the use of even become happy? Even by material means.
Even spiritually speaking, there is an evolutionary process going on all the time of the soul
Absolutely.
selves.
Yes, but because we are tiny fragment, part and parcel, we may misuse that independence that we did. We are misusing our independence to cheat others. It's all voluntary. But this society is of cheater and cheated. A person who is cheated may be inspired to turn to Krishna and understand that Krishna will not cheat him. If somebody tries to cheat Krishna, he will be surely cheated by Krishna. So it is very important that the devotees want to take shelter of Krishna and he will not be cheated.
One of the difficulties Maharaj we have with Srimad Bhagavatam, and many scientists find that it's incomprehensible, especially the creation part of the universe and so forth. And I watched a documentary from BBC many years ago where scientists were saying that look, this cannot be proven or disproven, so it's they just dismissed it based on that it's so hard to understand. Scientists want to believe what they can prove, what they cannot, through experimentation.
In understanding anything, we require an appropriate faith. Even in hard science. Unless you have faith in science, you can proceed. But there also, 100% your faith will be disturbed because of these 4 defects. So where are you going to put the faith? Ultimate bottom line of putting the faith is in the most inner core of your being, and that is the soul aspect. A soul cannot put its faith in the working of material nature, because she is also cheating him. Krishna provides everything to fulfill the desires unknowingly, but because he doesn't have faith, he will not turn to him. He will only resort to material nature. But for them, material nature is also cheating them. Their lifespan is over without their knowledge. And that's why they have to run after one species of life to another. Continuous transmigration. Migration means what? When a person is not happy in one place, he is shifted to another by the force of nature or individual desire. So in this way, every living entity is migrating for survival of the fittest. If you see in Africa, the animals also migrate because their life depends upon the water. So the whole material world is not a happy place for, things. So, however one may try to, squeeze out the drop of happiness by any method, ultimately he is going to be cheated. One who becomes knowledgeable and becomes ready to be cheated by Mother Nature, he will not be disturbed. But that source of courage of becoming ready is only through devotional service to the Supreme Lord. Material scientists, they prove, disprove, but they are not worth putting faith into. They have not made any tangible progress. Srimad Bhagavatam has been telling the earth is a globe, while they were thinking earth was flat. They are the material scientists. Now, Dhruv Maharaj is being instructed here, and he is instructed that all these great sages headed by Brahma and Shiva, which are his predecessors, but they have also come and gone many times in the cycle of creation, sustenance and dissolution. So, but the knowledge remains impeccable, unchangeable. And we will be more satisfied by thoroughly cleansed and becoming honest. Process, the Srimad Bhagavatam, it is said, Dharma projita kaitavatra paramo nirmatsaranam satam. That in this literature, the cheating religions are kicked out in Srimad Bhagavatam. All the cheating propensities, there is no man-made intrusion either of the modes will not be effective in Srimad Bhagavatam. Dharmo projita kaita atra means in this literature. Paramo nirmat saranam satanam, and it is making the subject matter for those who are purified. Nirmat, not envious. Satanam means sadhus, the thoroughly honest people, non-envious, purified, and blessed. Three qualities. Can you find these qualities in scientists? No. Vedyam vastu atra Shivadam tapatrayo ulumulunam. In this literature, vastavamatra, factual realization. Shivadam, it is always auspicious. Tapatrayo ulumulunam, it will eradicate all the three kinds of miseries that material nature is giving. Srimad Bhagavatam Mahamuni Krite. This literature called Srimad Bhagavatam is compiled by Vedavyasapriya. And it should be served. Sadhyo avarudyate sushrubi tatskshana. Sadhya means immediately. If we serve this transcendental nature, then serving susrubi tatskshana, then we will be able to achieve that transcendence immediately, right there. So, the knowledgeability, which is the prerogation of only consciousness and nobody else, this knowledgeability then about the transcendental nature of the consciousness will be revealed. Consciousness is transcendental, but we are misusing. Consciousness cannot be studied by quantum mechanics. But it could be understood by serving Srimad Bhagavatam. Material world is not trustworthy. It is cheating. You can't find happiness there. Dukkhalnam shashvatam napnuvanti mahatmana sansiddhim paramamrita. Once you come to the platform of transcendence, you leave aside this miserable material world, which is temporary, for once and all. Mahatmanas, those who are purified souls, they never return. By achieving me, the Mahatmas will leave aside this material world. That's what Krishna says. So, however temporary their plans are, but they will be all baffled. Prabhupada said, rest assured, the scientists' plans are going to be baffled. A time will come they cannot cheat you anymore because they will not be here to cheat you anymore. But don't wait for them to stop their cheating. Better you make and intelligent effort to remain in transcendence by chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. That is best. Okay, thank you very much. Prabhupada ki.